time for our favorite game on this show, known as Fact the Cap, where we read a couple statements, and if we agree with the statements, we say fact and give a brief 2 to 3 sentences on why we say this statement is fact, and put on actually and say it's fact. If we disagree with the statement, we'll say it's cap and put on our caps. It's just that simple. And let's get it. Let's get ready. Zay, actually, I'm going to allow you to read these Fact the Cap segments for me, Zay. Let's get it.
So we going Fact the Cap. Number 1, Quinn Snyder's departure helps Knicks' chances to trade for Donovan Mitchell. Would you like to start it off? That's you.
Yeah, I'm going to take off my hat here. I'm going to go fact. I think it helps because even though I don't think, Donovan Mitchell is going to end up on New York, it still helps because now that Quinn Snyder is out of there, now you never know. Donovan Mitchell may ask for a trade, and once he does that, now the Knicks are in play regardless of whether or not he actually ends up there. Now, when you think about it, I'm not sure if I'm the Knicks real quickly here, then I'm going to give up RJ Barrett. Matter of fact, I'm sure I'm not going to give up RJ Barrett for Donovan Mitchell. I'd rather keep my young bull, but I do think to answer this question, I'm going to go fact because guess what? There's still a possibility that the Knicks may get aggressive and Donovan Mitchell may want to come home.
Ryan, up to you.
I got cap. Reason why I got cap, shout out to my 49ers, is because although Quinn Snyder resigned, I think, Donovan Mitchell liked him as a coach and respected him as a coach, but that doesn't mean he want to be around this man forever. This ain't no Phil Jackson and Michael Jordan or Phil Jackson and Kobe Bryant. I just felt like either way, I'm pretty sure he's seen the writing on the wall, whether Quinn Snyder stayed or not. Donovan Mitchell probably was going to still ask for a trade, and I don't think Quinn Snyder would have been shocked or mad because now when he goes to the Knicks, when I see him going to the Knicks, one thing about Dolan is what my dad say. He'll always find a way to do something that you be like, wow. So, he'll hit you with the wow moment. And you'll be like, why? So, I felt like, it's a cap to me because I feel like I don't think his departure helped him really get traded. I really felt like Donovan Mitchell was going to get traded anyway. He was going to ask for a trade because Utah, one year was 1 seed. First round exit, the beginning to boot. They really haven't really made no noise to make you say they're going to be Western Conference contenders at least. They haven't even got to that point. So I think it's time for Donovan Mitchell to find a new home and really put it there. And again, Dolan is known for doing something that my dad would say, what the guy got you. That's it. Raw thoughts.
I got that. I'm going to go with fact. And the reason why I say fact is because the Knicks, if I'm not mistaken, have the most assets that could rebuild what the Utah Jazz want to do. They want to revamp their coaching staff. They want to get rid of Rudy Gobert and restart their team, and they possibly may get rid of Donovan Mitchell if the Knicks make the right package for them so they have a future for them, because the Knicks have a bevy of young players. They have draft picks for the future, and also they have a guaranteed future for the Utah Jazz to kind of remake the entire roster. Last statement real quick, Donovan Mitchell had the best coach. They had a depth of the bench. They had a 6th man of the year. They had defensive player of the year. They had almost everything they need to go far in the playoffs, and Donovan Mitchell was unable to do it there. So maybe the Knicks could get that and swap it up for some picks.
They're going to have to give up RJ Barrett. They do have the assets, but if you don't include RJ Barrett, then you don't have a lucrative deal. And I don't think the Knicks will do that. They probably could, but I don't think they should.
They better not.
That's a fact.
It's too much money on the line, and you're going to lose a lot of money trying to do it. Now, am I saying Donovan Mitchell for a cheaper price could be in New York? Mm-hmm. That's what my dad said, Knickerbocker. Yeah, but but that price they asking and what he's going to get paid,
I don't know. Right now, all right, second list. Median rent price in Manhattan reaches $4,000 for the first time. The cost of living in New York is too expensive. Fact the cap.
I'm going to go ahead and say fact there, bro. I just recently was looking things up and I found that. I said, wow, this is food for thought. We need to put this on the show. It is. It's so expensive that you can't even buy a 1-bedroom to think for your thoughts, bro. Like, it's really that expensive in New York. And it's like, if you don't got a good job, I don't know how you out here thriving in New York City. They need to bring down that rent, bro, because $4,000 is a lot. And I know they don't do that in the South, my guy Ryan. I know they don't do that in the South. No, it's not that expensive. I'm going to go fact.
Ryan, what about you?
with that being said, I'm gonna say fact because you took the words out of my mouth. I'm like, it is a fact that is a Spencer. Cause we ain't got that type of media down here. No, sir. I'm glad I'm where I'm at. It sounds like to me, I need to stay where I'm at and just visit New York instead of coming to stay in New York. The only people that's gonna survive for what y'all sounded like in New York are the stars, the celebrities, the big shots, the $1 million guys. Because woo, I ain't seen nowhere near. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a fact, man. $4,000 is ridiculous. You know, the average price to be in New York and live here, the average income is $116,000. Now I don't make nowhere near that. So the fact that that's the median price is ridiculous. You need to chop that down at least to $2,000 median. That it's too high to be that expensive. $4,000, I get a nice crib, mansion, house somewhere, anywhere in the world. $4,000 a month is ridiculous. You know,
yo, it's like, bro. It's like almost like if you have a child, you might as well stick with the 1 bedroom and have that guy live in a refrigerator or something, bro. Like you can't even afford a bedroom, bro. Like it's crazy, honestly.
Lamar Jackson missing voluntary OTAs is not a big deal. Fact or cap?
I got my cap on, but you can go first, Ryan.
I'm gonna say not a big deal fact because at the end of the day, they know they're gonna pay Lamar. Lamar is actually the one person outside of my guy Deebo Samuel who really, we all know Lamar Jackson gonna get paid way more than Deebo Samuel, although Deebo Samuel deserves his money. And he ain't complaining because at the end of the day, they know they gotta pay Lamar Jackson. I feel like right now, Lamar Jackson, the skill set that you even said, I think Real Lil said it like you can't coach against broken plays. Like his body, his style of play. You know, you need him to practice on his throwing at OTAs. Yeah, I know it's mandatory, things like that. But his style of play, just like Debo's, they take a lot of hits. So they're always running on the move. So them resting out, giving season, I'm cool with it. And I feel like the Ravens are going to be cool with it. I don't feel like the Ravens going to be mad because they're going to pay him. I haven't seen him complain. I haven't seen no rumors saying he complained about his contract. It's like it is what it is right now. You know, I'm going to just hold out for a little bit, chill out. And then when it's time for me to be there, I'll be there. I don't see him still holding out when it's time for him to be there, although it is mandatory OTAs. But I feel like he'll be there for preseason when training camp starts.
I'm going to go ahead and say it's cap for me. The reason why I think it's cap is because first Lamar Jackson said, I don't want your money. And now he's not showing up to, even though it's voluntary off-season OTAs, like I just feel like a little eerie there. Like I'm looking at the signs. Who doesn't want to be paid? Who denies a promotion? Who denies a raise? Nobody. So the fact that he said, I don't want your money, and now he always showed up to voluntary workouts. This is his first year he didn't. When you think about how they traded his best friend and number 1 target, Marquise Brown, and didn't have the decency to replace Marquise Brown, I think this is something long-term that could be a smoke signal more so than a short-term. Yeah, I don't think this holdout is going to affect things this year, but long-term, I think we can see Lamar Jackson possibly asked to be traded because when he came out a couple seasons ago and said, you know what, the philosophy of Greg Roman, guys are calling our plays. We remember that. Guys know our plays at the line of scrimmage. I think, as I alluded to before, that they are not putting Lamar Jackson in the best predicament to succeed because come playoff time, you cannot stick with the run game. If it's 3rd and 15, you have to pass the ball. And I think this is a signal right now that Lamar Jackson potentially down the road may ask for a trade. I'm going to say cap here.
I can't wait to get back on this. Go ahead.
I'm going with cap as well. I think this is a big moment right now, missing voluntary OTAs, especially since they traded Hollywood Brown. That was a big moment in this offseason that Lamar Jackson wasn't privy to. I'm pretty sure that the front office is making. This is this guy in Lamar Jackson who arguably revitalized and revamped what this Ravens team was looking like when they first had him on the team. When he first took the helm as being the starting quarterback of this team, they didn't know what to expect with Lamar Jackson. And the fact that he's able to take him to this magnitude of his play and really change how team could defend this team and really play against them. I think they should have given him the due diligence, at least telling him Hollywood Brown was getting traded. And I think this missing OTAs is a really big deal because maybe right now it's not about the money anymore. It's about the loyalty. You're not showing me my due diligence of respect to show one of my favorite guys on the team that you're trading. You know, and the fact that move was made without his say so, I think it definitely dampened the relationship between him and the front office. So I think this is a big deal for me. NBA commissioner should not show in the regular season. Let me just start it off real quick. I'm gonna go with Cap. I think they should show in the regular season. The tempo and pace of the game is way different from what we've ever seen in this league. We're talking about these guys running damn near 7 to 8 miles a game, which is ridiculous. These guys are moving at a pace that have never been seen between shooting threes, the fast breaks. They're already changing the take fouls for next season. So I believe that they should shorten the season because these guys are going to get hurt if they're going to continue playing at a fast pace from 48 minutes on a nightly basis for 82 games. It's something that we have yet to see, and I don't think guys are prepared for that, their bodies. So I'm going to say Cap. They should shorten the season.
I agree with you. I'm going to go Cap. I think what makes sports intriguing is watching games that matter. There's a lot of pointless games in the NBA during that long season. When you look at March Madness, they made 10.7 million viewers per game. The NFL regular season averaged 17.1 million viewers per game. We all know the regular season in the NFL, every game counts. So, not to mention that the playing game had garnered a lot of numbers. We are talking 2.6 million viewers, up 33% compared to last year. Watching games that matter counts. Not to mention injuries here. From 2015 to 2019, the Warriors reached 5 straight NBA Finals, playing an extra 105 games in the playoffs, which is literally an added regular season. We all know Klay Thompson tore his Achilles after that. Steph Curry was injured after that. They suffered a lot of injuries, and if you're really good and you competed for championships, this comes back to bite you in the long haul.
For me, I'll say bad. Reason why, because I look at it like, I'm gonna make it short. Back in the day when they used to let a lot of fouls go, I would say 82 games is going to be rough because on injuries. But a lot of this stuff, they really call a whole lot too much, honestly. Now, teams like that you're saying that's playing long seasons, I know people hate to hear this, but I feel like in the 82-game season, a lot of players, with the exception of a few, still rest in the 82-game season. So sometimes if you're a playoff team, maybe Adam Silver can say, hey, look, so you got to rest. Although the fans may be mad, because the fans probably pay their money to see them, but I get what you guys saying. So I'm kind of on the middle of this. You like what you're saying? If you shorten the season, everybody get to play. Fans happy, everybody happy. But at the same time, like the calls and stuff, I don't know, because maybe a team needs 82 games because maybe they can push those last 10 games. They can push that fight to get into the playoffs. You shorten the season, they just cook.
We go half a cap there. Zay, take us home.
I got you. Charlo wants Canelo showdown. Views Benavidez plan as a stepping stone. What do you think about that? Fact or cap?
I think Charlo is capping. I don't think he believed that they're stepping stones. I think that he believed that they are guys that he don't want to see. He know Benavidez is the Mexican monster, and he wants no part of Benavidez. Anytime you say you got to be vaccinated, anytime you say he don't sell, he don't want the fight. Translation, I go cap.
I'm gonna go cap real quick as well. I think Charlo saying Benavidez is a stepping stone is absolutely disrespectful and ridiculous. Benavidez is a really tough opponent, and he doesn't want to see him. Like you said, I agree with you 100%. I'm going cap.
I say fat because he want money, even though he talking all that talk. It's about that money, dog.
All right, let's go to the last one here. We're gonna skip the initial last one. Jason Tatum, go ahead, bro.
Jason Tatum is Finals MVP after 3 games. Fact or cap?
I got my cap on. I'm gonna stick with cap. I think that's Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown was dancing on these fools on the court. Game 1, if he didn't have that spectacular fourth quarter where he had 3 assists and he scored the most points in the fourth quarter of game 1, they would have been down 0-1. His energy in this game 3, he came out the first quarter. He set the tempo with the amount of points that he scored. I forgot what it was. I think it was like 13 in the first quarter. And even Marcus Smart said they followed behind his lead. So that tells you all you need to know. He was the anchor defensively, and even when he didn't have as much points in the second half, it was the defense and making the right reads that got him the W along with his teammates.
I'm going fact. Tatum is the MVP after 3 games. The guy is a facilitator. When he has 9 or more assists, they win games, and he's clearly the only person right now that the Warriors are targeting the double and triple team and while he drops into the paint and looks to get a shot off. I'm definitely going Tatum as the Finals MVP.
Yeah, real quickly. Because in the way, ain't nobody giving Jalen. Well, I ain't gonna say they can't, but they already had it made out for Jason Tatum. Play already made for him. They win finals.
Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up Fact or Cap, and that wraps up another episode of In the Huddle Sports Radio. I want to thank my guy Ryan Jones for coming on the show, and I'm looking forward to having you on again.
Hey, no doubt, man. Raw Mind is always available, man. Anytime for a great episode of Sports Talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, see y'all on the other side. Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, I know y'all not getting tired of watching In the Huddle over and over again. So like and subscribe to the channel and receive these new notifications of new uploaded content that will be coming your way. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your day. I'm out. Peace.